In this video, we explore the mystery of the disappearing pumpkins. But first, let me give you some background. Behind my house I have a creek, and it's a steep drop-off down to that creek.
I have a game camera monitoring the back area of our property.
After we took down the fall decorations, I moved our pumpkins to the backyard along the fence. And the pumpkins started to disappear. One pumpkin was rotting, so I set that apart from all the others. That night, this gentleman came along. Let's call him Horny, just because of his antlers. And there goes the first bite. And there he goes, chomping away at it. And it's time to have a little bit of fun with it. Wow, that was a big bite. Let's watch, maybe he'll take another one. Oh, 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 oh. Be careful, you don't want it to roll down the hill. And he's not quite done with it yet, so let's see what he does. Wow, in the next video that was captured, the pumpkin is gone. He left nothing for his friend Curvy, who's now entering the picture. We could rule out Curvy, so he didn't get any of the other pumpkin, but these two are awful curious about these pumpkins. So now we have suspects 3 and 4. Let's call them Rolly and Polly. Polly shows no interest at all in the pumpkins, but Rolly, he's not sure what to do with it. Rolly is beginning to become one of our suspects of interest. Enter suspect number 5. We're going to call this guy Curious. Rolly's back to check out the pumpkins again. I wonder if he thinks he can carry it away. Just a little too big. Curvy's back for one more check, but he has nothing to do with them. On day 2, you notice 2 pumpkins have been moved, and we have Roly-Poly back. But Polly doesn't have anything to do with this mess. My bet is that Polly is the male, and he's telling Rolly, his wife, that we don't have room for a pumpkin in our hut. Just where do you think you're going to keep that? Well, if you think it'll fit, I'll help you move it. Just wait, no, come on, get out of my way. Come on, I got it. Oh no, not you, Fred. We don't need your help. Come on, go away. Go away, we don't need it. Fred, come on, I told you, get out of here, go, or else get out of here, get out. All right, Rolly, make up your mind. You can't have 3. No, there's not enough room in the house. Come on, make up your mind. If you don't, I'm out of here. Okay, great. I'm glad you're going for the little one. Do you need any help? Okay, guess not. As dawn broke, Horny could only find 4 pumpkins that he could choose from. None of them were to his liking, so he ignored them all. But early that evening, Rolly was back to shop for another pumpkin. You know, choosing the pumpkin is really hard work. Rolly just couldn't make up her mind which one she really wanted. Curvy, being the dignified buck that he is, had to at least take a whiff at this deal. It had to be too good to be true. The next day, there were still 4 pumpkins. How about that? Not even the turkeys wanted to touch this deal. But the next night, Mr. and Mrs. Roly-Poly were back again, shopping for pumpkins. But when morning came, I still had 4 pumpkins on this side of the fence. Not even the turkeys are interested. 9 turkeys, 4 pumpkins? Why, that's almost 1 pumpkin for 2 turkeys. Sounds like a good deal to me. The deer have even found them to be unattractive. I wonder what's got their interest. Good to see that Rolly hasn't lost all interest in the pumpkins. Maybe she might just go away with another one here soon. Okay, it's day 6. The turkeys aren't even interested in the pumpkins. So I lined up the pumpkins back along the fence. In addition, I cut 1 pumpkin in half and put it in the back area. Well, Rolly did not like the pumpkins along the fence, so she rearranged them again. I wish she would just take it. The does seem to like her new arrangement, but they're not stealing any. But they found the new pumpkin that was cut in half, and I think they're enjoying that. A little bit of feast for them. That cut up pumpkin has got their attention. They're now showing greater appreciation for the pumpkins along the fence. I think Miss Rolly has made a choice. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll have to watch this. Nope, she switched. She changed her mind. Not sure what... Oh no, not that one too. The next morning I still have the 3 pumpkins along the fence and one in the background that's cut up. The squirrels are paying a little bit of attention here this morning. This bird does not like my camera. Well, Rolly's back to try the pumpkin out again. I wonder if she thinks it's an exercise ball. Well, this is a good place for me to remind you that if you like this video and the critters I'm showing, go ahead and select that like button. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button also. Thank you. The deer are enjoying that cut up pumpkin. The next morning, the cut up pumpkin is gone, and I just have the 3 left. I'll explain that 4th pumpkin on the inside of the fence in just a few minutes. I guess the squirrel did not like my camera angle. It's now facing more into the creek. That night, the deer showed some interest, but no sign of Roly and Poly. Well, this makes sense. These 2 foxes have probably scared them away. Cute little critters. The next morning, I still have 3 pumpkins. So I lined 2 of them along the fence, took one of them to the back area and cut it up for the deer. Well, Rolly certainly did not like this new configuration. I'm not sure who moved it, but I suspect it was Rolly. And if this isn't evidence, I don't know what. Here Rolly is coming to the pumpkin, and although it's 20 minutes later, you can see that it's been moved closer to the edge. The deer appear to be excited. Or maybe they're just looking for that cut up pumpkin farther down the line. And then we have this buck, Curvy. I wonder what he's up to. He's kind of curious about this pumpkin tonight, more than usual. I don't know. Oh, what? What? Now, did he intentionally do that, or was he just helping Rolly along? I don't know. Well, there's another one down. Rolly appears a bit agitated that her pumpkin has disappeared. I wonder if she had made her choice, but that deer... Oh, yeah, she's not happy with the deer. Oh, no. Well, Rolly, if you weren't happy with how I helped you, get out of here. Okay. The next morning finds me with 1 pumpkin left on this side of the fence and 1 farther down cut up. The deer sure like that cut up pumpkin. I heard it helps with keeping worms out of their system. The next morning I only have 1 pumpkin on this side of the fence. And notice, the cut up pumpkin is completely gone. Well, that night, Rolly comes back to check on her 1 remaining pumpkin. But the next morning, it's right where she left it. Still got 1 pumpkin. Is Rolly serious about this pumpkin, or is she just setting the deer up for another confrontation? A slight adjustment and then scamper away. But these deer aren't going to have anything to do with that pumpkin. Sorry, raccoon. And here's some new characters on the scene, some coyotes. Not certain why they entered the picture, but they're not having anything to do with the pumpkin either. The next morning, I still have 1 pumpkin. Who let the fox out? Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, Polly came onto the scene. He doesn't have much interest here in the pumpkin, but there's something over the cliff that he's really interested in. Look at him reach out and try to get whatever it is. He's persistent, but it's a long way down there. I hope he doesn't fall. Come on now, Polly. Try again. And here's Rolly back on the scene, checking out her pumpkin one more time. I wonder, man, is she trying to make it fit? But again, in the morning, there's still only one pumpkin. On this night, there's a new buck on the scene. This isn't Curvy. His antlers are way too big. This guy looks majestic. Look at him. And he's curious about the camera. Another daybreak, and I still have one pumpkin. Perhaps this predator is keeping the raccoons away. Who knows? But he's sure showing an interest on what's on the other side of the cliff. And this handsome buck just passes by again. Sunrise comes and still got one pumpkin. I wonder what's scaring these guys away. Something big. Do you see him? He's hanging over the cliff. Wow, that bobcat's pretty neat. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I'd run too if I was in the neighborhood. Rolly and Polly are fighting over something. I guess it must be finances. Not quite sure. But the next morning I still have one pumpkin. And I decided to put it back along the fence. That night the only recorded visitor was this guy. And I'm still not certain that's Curvy or Horny. That morning, hey, look, the pumpkin's been moved. Well, finally, I've decided enough is enough. It's time to put this last pumpkin out to rest for the deer to feed. And Rolly, I'm sorry about your pumpkin, but you took so long to make a decision. And quit giving me that bad look. Well, I hope you enjoyed our story about the mysteriously disappearing pumpkins. But in case you forgot, there is that one pumpkin that remains on the other side of the fence. What's happening with that? Well, I wanted to keep that pumpkin until New Year's Eve when I'd give those animals one more treat. On New Year's Eve, I found that the squirrels had been playing a joke on me. While the other animals couldn't get to it, the squirrels were quietly munching away at the inside of the pumpkin.